Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome to Saeed TV, and this is the Straightjacket podcast, podcast 213. And this show is brought to you by Boohoo Man. Yes, Boohoo Man have come here and they've kitted us out. Make sure, guys, if you want to go and get Boohoo Man, go in the link in the description and you can get a whopping 40% off. All you got to do, go in the description below. Use the code Saeed and you can go and get 40% off, people. So go and shop at Boohoo Man, get your cap, your hats, whatever, all menswear. Go on that link and big up to Boohoo Man. Like I said, it's cold out there. So if you want to go and get your jackets now, 40% off. So make sure you go and do that. Big up to everybody who's locked in. If you're watching right now, if you're watching after, please smash a like on the video. That would be appreciative. Subscribe to the channel. We got the man them in the building. We got Nuruddin, man like Nuruddin, who's on Giddy Watch at the minute. Nuruddin, what are you saying, bro?
When you now do the intro for your channel, you go Saeed Giddy TV or Saeed Giddy Army. That's what you gotta do. Because the way you've been moving, listen, you've been moving like biblical times, mate. Parting waters and that parting seas and stuff like that. I see you. I see you on social media. I've been watching the channel, mate, since the derby. Listen, today I've been knocking on doors. No answer. People used to let on to me. Nobody's letting on to me. I think they've all left the country. Because some of them, I swear they told me the Cyborg was getting 2 hat-tricks at Old Trafford.
There you go, man. And we got a special guest in the building. We got Brian from Coolcast TV, Coolcast Sport TV. Brian, what are you telling me, bro? You good?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think I missed the memo though, because everyone's wearing Boohoo Man, and I'm here just wearing my H&M hoodie.
We'll get that sorted for you. Don't worry, we'll get that sorted for you, man.
But I'm excited. Obviously we won against City, and I think if you look back at the game where we lost 6-3, you're a bit scared, innit? But the last few weeks we were going on the roll since the World Cup. Rashford's on form, and then today we won. Oh, like yesterday we won. I'm just super excited, man. I'm super excited.
Absolutely, man. Big up to Tite Kudia. Said debut on the show for my boy Brian Suarez. Big up to you, man. Listen, that's what we love to see, man. Big up to everybody who's supporting the channel. Aaron will be on his way. He's just running a few minutes late, so big up to Aaron. He'll be in the panel. But listen, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about. But we're going to start off with some developing story, and that is Man United are in for a late move for Yuri Tielemans. So Man United are exploring a cut price move for Yuri Tielemans. It was actually reported by a Belgian reporter. I don't know if you know this guy, Brian, but he reports from Belgium. I'm going to start off with you. What are you thinking, bro? Yuri Tielemans. A lot of people, I think, disrespect Tielemans too much. But where are you, bro, in terms of Yuri Tielemans? Because we need a midfielder. I will talk about something else that developed this way. Newcastle are after McTominay. We've lost Donny van der Beek, through a long-term injury. Tielemans, what are you saying, bro? Are you in for him? Are you not in for him? What are you saying?
I'm a bit torn because I think he's a player that has a lot of quality, and I think where he started at Anderlecht at a very young age, and he went to Monaco, I think was a player that was highly rated through Europe. But then he went to Leicester, and I think he started off well. But then after that, it was like hitting a plateau where I think he misses like instructions from a good manager. And I think what you have with Ten Hag is very clear. I think all the players say as well that he's very clear with his instructions. You know what you want from him. And I think that's a type of move that he wants. For me, I don't really want him because I want a player that can get the ball and drive like 20, 30 meters and then pass it off. He's more of a passer, so he'll play a little bit lower. But overall, we need midfielders. Like we've seen that this season. We've got Eriksen, we've got Bruno, we've got Fred, we've got all these players, but we need more quality on the ball, and I think Tielemans got that as well.
Absolutely. Big up Zamias says, Nuruddin, did you see our masterpiece? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Rashford, who? Odegaard is the one. I can't wait to humble them on Sunday. I'm waiting for these Arsenal fans.
I was laughing at the comment. I genuinely do agree. I personally think, reports or no reports, Manchester United have given all of the indication. Even we got it since the transfer window closed in the summer. Man United do not have money. They overspent the money that they could have spent in January. They overspent it in that transfer. So from then, when I look at certain journalists, I look at who the club insiders, who of the journalists got inside the club that they get the information from? Man United are not spending. I would be shocked if Man United, a big club could, even though I personally, I like Tielemans, but like Brian said, he doesn't have the attributes exactly what we need in this team right now. Manchester United, we either get somebody, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if Aaron was at the game, but the whole stadium's heart sank when Casemiro hit the deck. When Rashford hit the deck, our asses were all over the place. So in this time, we need somebody that's not Fred and McTominay that can sit and can do the Casemiro if Casemiro was to get injured. Or somebody that can do the Eriksen role if Eriksen was to get injured. And unfortunately, I don't think Tielemans fills into those both. And we need, genuinely, Man United are going to spend some money. We need somebody that can carry the ball. That can carry the ball 20, 15, 30 yards up the pitch. That is press resistant. And the way I look at, when I think about Tielemans, I see the flashes in beautiful moments. I see that, like the cup final, that beautiful goal he scored against Chelsea. You know what I mean? But I don't see it consistently enough, man. I don't see the things and at times on the ball, like he gets so easily bullied off the ball. Maybe he's young. Maybe there's a ceiling. Maybe if Ten Hag got hold of him, that he can add that intensity and aggression into him. But he doesn't have enough of that intensity and aggression for me personally. I might be unkind to the kid because I'm not a Leicester fan. I don't watch him all the time. But I only want players that have intensity, or the mineral, the core minerals in them already. That's Malacia. Because I saw Mahrez, and then I didn't see Mahrez. All I see Mahrez is rolling around the floor, man. That's all I've seen him. Asking for an ambulance every minute. Clutching his back, clutching his elbow, doing all those kind of things. But I didn't see him in the game making any things other than the pass to Casemiro. Other than the pass to KDB. So I need people who have got those things. The rest of it can be coached, but you have to have that core intensity, and I don't see it with him. Maybe Aaron can tell us different.
No. Listen, we'll bring in Aaron as well. Obviously, you know what I mean. You've got background history from his days at Anderlecht and obviously Belgian days. But big up to Aaron as well, by the way. Make sure you go follow his channel. Aaron, chat to me. Tielemans. You know, he's in a relegation battle. He might say, you know what, man, sod this, man. We could get it for a cut price. Now McTominay, there's reports of Newcastle want McTominay if a bid comes in. What are you saying, Tielemans? Because I don't know if we need this kind of midfielder. We need a midfielder that can actually is box to box and also is a ball carrier. I don't know if Tielemans is a ball carrier. I think he's a very, technical player, a lot of passing, you know what I mean, as Brian says. But for me, I think we need a ball carrier. When we're in pressure and when we're in tight space to get the ball out, that's why the manager wanted De Jong, because De Jong's one of the best in doing that. But then again, big up to Realist TV, everybody's saying we need depth, you know what I mean? Because one injury and we're done.
Yeah, but saying we need depth doesn't mean just go and get anyone. You have to be very careful with that. And I think Ten Hag has proven that he wants a certain type of player. And the first thing, before we even talk about quality on the ball and before we even talk about all of these things, bro, you have to be able to be a dog. And if there's one thing that anyone or everyone in this team is, when you get on that pitch, you have to be a dog. You have to be ready to go to war for 90 minutes. And I don't know if Tielemans is that kind of guy, to be honest. Sometimes moments can get to his head and he becomes a bit late. I don't want to say lazy, but he becomes too relaxed. So when he becomes too relaxed, he tends to make a bit of errors here and there that can lead to goals. And on top of that, I just think the Tielemans ship is sailed, man. There was a time where he was available. I remember even there was a time where he was literally, I'm not going to say twerking for us, but he was literally saying like, yo, I'm waiting for big teams to come for me. That was the time where we needed to go and get him. I think that ship has sailed now. Where he's going to go after Leicester, I don't know. But I just think, his time's over, man, to move to a big club. No, his time's not over to move to a big club, but it's kind of coming to that time where if it's not now, it's not going to happen in the future. And even for Belgium, the national team, he wasn't always a starter. So, I've got my doubts, man. He's a good player, decent player, but I've got my doubts. I wouldn't go in for him.
Yeah, but
You know what?
see that.
Listen, you know what? While we're on Belgium, what about getting Trossard on a loan?
Nah, you don't want
Nah, man.
Nah, you don't
I'm
want
not
that.
feeling
You
Why?
don't want that. Nah,
Nah,
you don't want that. You don't want him. You don't want him. You don't want him. Trust me, you don't want him.
On a loan, just at the end of the season.
What, 6 months?
Yeah, like listen, him and the manager are falling out. It's completely over.
Yeah,
Did you see this? The agent statement.
I seen the agent statement. Yeah.
The agent said the player feels like humiliated. The player's back in Belgium.
Oh, swear.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Wait, he's not in the UK.
He's not even in the UK. Listen, he's not turning up. The player, like, when I checked the reports, the player report saying the player's back in Belgium.
Wow.
But is that a type of play that you want at the club, though? Even though if it's
listen.
for a short period.
Listen, I just want to say this quickly. Before the World Cup, my guy got a hat trick at Anfield, mate. Banging in goals right, left, and centre. My guy saving, like, single-handedly, he was saving my guy's job. That's what he was doing. And then something happened where they fell out. Now that can happen. But obviously the extremes can happen because obviously this is a new manager, Italian guy, hot-tempered. We all know. Is he Italian, innit? Is he Italian, innit?
Yeah,
Italian.
yeah.
Hot-tempered people, innit? And we know that things can happen. And then it's just gone from, apparently there was a kick-off between two players and then the manager just went crazy. And apparently from the agent's comments, it wasn't a big thing. There was a little scuffle with another player. For me, at this moment in time, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Martial played injured. Rashford played with a knock. The whole stadium was shocked that Rashford was back on the pitch.
Yeah,
the whole stadium, right? The whole stadium was that gas that
we kind of need him at the same time.
The thing is, though, where would you play him?
No, but I'm saying to you, just the body. Just so let Elanga go. Let Elanga go. So at least have somebody who can last 15 minutes. Last 15 minutes, we haven't got somebody that can throw in who's a goal scorer. Because I'm sorry to say, guys, those of you who are getting giddy about a title, look at our goal difference. We don't score enough goals.
Yeah, the goal. You know what it is,
though? Score enough goals.
I checked.
The guy is full. Listen, the guy is full of goals. Before the World Cup, the guy was full of goals. The guy is a certified goal scorer in the Premier League. And sometimes these goals are out of nothing. He creates goals for himself.
Can I just put the super chat here before we carry on? Big up to Abdish says, stop being negative. I would rather watch Tielemans than McTominay. We need squad depth, and Tielemans can do the Ericsson role. Big up to Mandarin says, after Sunday, we're done. AFC Man City with 18 games left. Yep. Saeed, you make sure be cooking Tobes also. Yeah, don't worry about that. We're gonna cook.
Wait. Can I interject, please? You know the guy that's the last one, yeah, Tite. Yeah, he's a City fan, but he went on my podcast and they lost in it, so he's asking for a transfer to Man United right now. He's a City fan, but he's asking for a transfer.
Wow, listen, we you know what? We open you in good arms. If you want to come down to the other side of the, the ponds, but it is what it is, man.
No, Saeed. We don't take him born against City fans. We don't accept born against City fans. I'm sorry. And that is what you call a howler.
But the thing is, can I ask something? Because if you want Trossard, like he's a quality player, I agree, and he scores. But the thing is, his best position is on the left wing. We have already at Rashford at left wing when he's fit, he starts. And then we got Garnacho, where if you get another player there and he has to start over him because he's going to get disgruntled if he doesn't, that means you're stunting the development of Garnacho, and we're still forgetting, and I think everyone's forgetting that we still have Sancho somewhere. Obviously, he's not at the club right now, or he's not fully into the team yet, but he's someone where when he comes back, he's going to either play on that left wing or on that right wing, and I think there we have another quality. So I don't think we need another body on the left wing, to be honest. That's why I didn't want Gakpo either, because he's another player that plays on the left wing.
Okay, now 100% I agree with you. I've seen Trossard, when I watched Brighton, play as the number 10. If Bruno was to get injured, what are we going to do then? The point what I want to make to you guys is that we were at the game on Saturday. We're at the game, we're watching it. We look at the bench. Everybody gets their phones out. Look at the bench. And we see Lindelof, Maguire, Martinez. We see the only two attacking options were Elanga and Garnacho. And I'm like, how? I'm sorry to say, but guys, it's going to be a long season. We're in 4 competitions as we speak right now. If, let's say, we were to get beat on Wednesday, God forbid, and we get beat on Sunday, God forbid, we get beat, we're still top 4 then becomes a calamity. I said to Saeed last week's show, I said it to him. In this league, if you win 3 games, right? If you get 7 points out of 9, or if you win, or if you lose 7 points or 9 points, you're hovering 6th, 7th. That is that tight. Everything's that tight. So to me, I don't care. I'll think about where they're going to play later. I need the bodies because I'm telling you now, we're not going to go through the season without any injuries. The thing about Sancho, for me, for now, as a United fan, I can't think Sancho's going to be back next week or the week after or next month. I'm not. Sancho is out. The manager says he's out until the foreseeable future, and that's what I'm thinking. So I'm asking for this club not to go and splash money because they don't got no money. We're 1 billion in debt. If you add the transfer money we owe as well, and the amount of debt the Glazers, what they've done to this football club. So now loanees. One thing, I got 2 friends who are agents. No whatever, like Abdi. Listen, so he knows one of the bros I'm talking about, Abdi Gillet, right?
Yeah.
I speak to them, and you know what they say to me? You don't understand loanees in January. He said it's really difficult for massive money to be exchanged in January time. But for loans, I'm going to remind you guys, Coutinho alone from Inter Milan, Liverpool selling for what, 140-something million. On the continent, you can find loans because one, the agent, the other clubs, Man United, we're live most Saturdays to a massive global audience. The player and their agents, to get that player to come on for a couple of games for Man United, the future of that player, where he could go, could be a huge thing. Man United don't ever box clever. Other clubs do. We don't. We have no money. Can this club box clever now? Can they do it? Because even if we win Wednesday and Sunday, we're going to think, okay, guys, we're in it. Whether we like it or not, we're in it. For me, I don't think so. But whether we like it or not, Man United are 3 points behind the leaders. And we're in a title challenge. So if you look at the bench and you're still thinking about Sancho, no, I'm sorry. And this thing about workers, Martial could be out. I'm hearing that Martial didn't train today. Well, the majority of them who played didn't train anyway. But a lot of them who came untrained today, right? A lot of the people who came on the bench, who came in at night, they trained today. So Martial injury, so we're not always begging him to play when he's injured. If we get Trossard, that gets Martial out the window. And I have seen Trossard play on the right and in central positions as a number 10 or as the false 9. I've seen that. I have seen that.
What do you think, Brian, to what he said there? Because I think for me, midfield is a critical area. I know he said forward, but I think the winger area, I'm all right in terms of wingers. But what do you think? Midfielder, striker, which is priority for you, Brian?
I think we need a midfielder, like I said before. I think someone that can carry the ball. I agree that you need someone that can either play in the number 10 position or in the Eriksen position. I think that's where you need the players most, because I think even when we take out Bruno sometimes and we play McTominay as a second striker, I think like we can do better than that. But I don't think Trossard, because I've seen him with Belgium, I've seen him with Brighton last year, I've seen him in Genk, and he's a player that, yes, he has a lot of qualities, but he's good in a certain position, and I think that's a left side position. I think the number 10, he can do a job sometimes, but then, as you said, and I agree, you need to find players where they can add value to the team. But I don't think sometimes, like, we always look inside the Premier League because it's easy and we know the players, but maybe we need to look at France. Obviously, someone's going to ask me, okay, then who then? I don't know who. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who. But if you look at other competitions, France, their players usually on cheaper wages, on cheaper price tags, and you can get them. And that's where I think, yeah, as a club, we need to look better, because we always look for the first name that's interesting. Now we're looking at Trossard because there's a Spurs link coming out a week ago, and everyone's now onto Trossard. And now it's linking to Man United. So I think it's another thing where they're just linking us to players again because we need players, but I don't think he's the one that we need to get. But I agree with that. We need another player, either for the number 10 position. I don't think wingers, to be honest, because I think we're good there. And we just signed Wout as well for the number 9 position. So I think we're good up front. Just midfield for me is critical. So
okay.
Big up Jesse.
Listen, I just want to, before everyone comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say it's not Gerrard. What about, what's his name? Kessie from Barcelona. He's not been playing.
Yeah.
What about Inter alone?
That's a good
one.
What
about Inter alone?
I don't know, man.
He's a number 8. That's what I'm trying to say. You said you don't know. We look in the Premier League. To me, what the Trossard makes sense because he's already proven it. You don't have to settle into Jack.
Yeah, true.
He knows his country. He don't. And the thing about it, we need goals. I'm telling you, for Man United to go for trophies and titles, you need many guys on your bench who can change the game. Now that you got 5 subs who got goals in them, we don't have many people on the bench that got goals in them. We don't. I'm sorry to say, guys, but we don't.
Aaron, I'm going to bring you into this one.
Yeah.
Apparently, McTominay, not this one, sorry. McTominay is wanted by Newcastle for around 30 million. What do you say? Because apparently he's looking for first team opportunities. It's been floated around this news. Newcastle will bid for McTominay if they are offered any encouragement from Old Trafford to do so. Apparently, they're quoting around 30 million. Because we could raise the funds. I don't know whether the Glazers will put that money back into it, but is this the only option now? Sell to buy? You know what I mean? Is that the situation right now?
In January, yes, it has to be, because if McTominay leaves, yes, he's probably not the first name that you want on the team sheet, but he can do a job when you ask him to do so. So if he leaves and if we allow Newcastle to put in the bid, then we need to make sure we've got a replacement ready, like so that as soon as McTominay's out, someone else comes in. Like, we need to have a replacement ready. You cannot sell McTominay and not have anyone ready, or someone in the pipeline, or someone you're talking to with the agent, whatever. Someone needs to be there, waiting to be signed straight away. If, let's say, we sell McTominay on a Monday, by Tuesday, Wednesday, another signing should be wrapped up. That's what I think. So I'm not against it. But you need to have a replacement ready. Yeah, because January is short. If that was in the summer, yeah, cool. You can allow him to go, and then maybe you take a bit longer to get a replacement in. But we're in winter time, like Nordin said. Try and get a loan done, get a loan deal, and they're much easier to do than permanent signings. So let's try and get someone in the pipeline ready to replace McTominay as soon as he goes out, if he goes. So. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough, Brian, because we've got a lot of competition. We can't always play Casemiro. Casemiro's on a yellow card. You know what I mean? If he gets a yellow card against Palace, he's not playing against Arsenal, which is a tough game on Sunday. So we need like for like replacements. And Eriksen, for me, he will get leggy. I don't think he'll play every game. Fred obviously is coming in and helping out. We're having to put Bruno on the right, so then we can create some sort of depth in that midfield. You know what I mean? It's tricky, man. There's a lot of games in this. A lot of games, man.
Yeah, especially these next 9 days. We've got Palace on Wednesday, then we got Arsenal on Sunday, then we got another game. I think the week after. In between, we've got Reading in the FA Cup. Bro, there's a lot of games coming up. So yeah, we need to try and keep everyone fit. But one thing Ten Hag has done well, in my opinion, is he's really utilized the full of his squad, bro. Like, the entirety of the squad, he's used it. Even players that we don't want to see. Look at Wan-Bissaka now. All of a sudden, he's switched on. As soon as he come on, bro, he played well against City. I'm not going to lie. He played well against City. And we were sat here in the summer, and I'm sure we've all said this at least once.
Everyone said it, yeah.
Everyone said it.
Not we. Say your own name. Don't say we. It's you. Don't say we. It's you.
Because I know Brian's a big Wan-Bissaka fan. Yeah, like,
it's my guy.
I've said at least once I wouldn't mind if he goes, because Dallow's just been playing so good. But then, having another option off the bench who can do a half decent job or a decent job now, it's not so bad. And the way it's looking right now, Wan-Bissaka's the number one. So Dallow's gonna have to work his way back into the team. So I've always said, competition for places for me is the best way to keep everyone on their toes. It's the best way to keep everyone motivated, because when you're on the bench and you come in, you want to make a difference because you want to impress the manager. Do you know what I mean? So, but then again, Ten Hag might have his preferences on how he wants his right back to play. So in the end, maybe Wan-Bissaka might end up leaving in the summer or something. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's important to try and get more bodies into the squad. But that doesn't mean just go and get anyone. But I agree with Nordin. With Nordin, that you should try and get loan deals done. January is probably the easiest month to get a loan deal done because you pay a minimum fee to the club. In most cases, you don't take care of the wages. And it's just formalities, man. Work permit in the UK, boom, that's done in a week, and then you get the player in. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Let's try and get some bodies in, man. Loan deals.
Absolutely. Big up to Maninde Singh. Says Ruben Neves' contract ends next year. Casemiro backup. I think Neves right now, I don't know, man. I think he'll sign a new deal, man. He's one of the kind of guys that I don't think will ever leave. You know what I mean? their club, respective clubs, man. There's always that one player. I don't know, man. We've always been talking year after year. Go on.
And Saeed, people forget. I don't think. First of all, I don't think Neves is going to leave Wolves. Not in January. Definitely not. And two, Lopetegui was when Ruben Neves was making his debut for Porto at 17. Guess who was his manager? Lopetegui. So do you really think he's going to let him go? Hell no. He's never leaving.
Crazy. That's a crazy.
You're gonna have to pay, and I know it's going to be an astronomical transfer fee, but Wolves are going to ask for at least 60, 70 M's to let Neves go. At least, because he's their captain as well. Don't forget. And for a club to let go of their captain like that and then try and replace his quality, bro, Wolves are not going to mess about with that transfer fee, bro. They're going to ask for at least 60, at least. And I don't think Man United should be spending that type of money on a midfielder that's going to be happy. That type of money that's going to be happy to sit on the bench, because we paid 60 for Casemiro. So, yeah, he's not going to accept to be on the bench.
I don't think he's mobile enough either. I don't think he fits into the squad. I think years ago, but he's not mobile enough.
Yeah.
Big up to everybody who's locked in, man. There's 800 of you in the chat. Please smash a like on the video right now. If you're watching right now and you haven't hit the like button, please smash a like button on the video. I'm going to ask you, Can
I just ask you the thing about Wan-Bissaka? For a long time, I was the Wan-Bissaka saying, listen, I was telling everybody and anybody in the space and anybody on YouTube saying that when he gets on the training ground with Ten Hag, if you can't listen to the coaching instructions, if you can't follow the coaching specific way he wants his right back to play, then, and I said always, you can always coach a player, especially when they're young. Always. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and read Succonomics. The stats prove it. Managers they're better off working with younger players because it's easier to imprint a way of playing into young players than it is to older players who have had 6 or 4 or 5 different managers. But anyway, so the kid went AWOL. There was all sorts of rumors about he had a family bereavement. He was spending time in London. He was injured a lot. But I'm not going to lie to you. On Saturday, the most composed player, and some of you, just sit tight. If you're standing up, hold on to things, yeah? Or hold on to your chairs, right? The most composed player in Manchester United team, what I saw with my own eyes at the game, was Wan-Bissaka. The most composed on the ball. So forget anything else. So all the memes, all of the videos, all of everything that goes on Twitter and social media, Wan-Bissaka doing whatever, the dance, you know what I mean? The dance moves or whatever he's doing on the ball. Yeah. The most composed guy on the ball, I repeat for the people at the back, was Wan-Bissaka. The least panicky player on the ball in possession of the football was Wan-Bissaka. And that to me is saying something. Now, one game could be a fluke, but since he's got back into the team, he's been very composed, composed. And actually, I put the tweet out saying that Diego Dalot, yes, did we concede on the back post? Yes, did I even mention it on the tweet? I said that City switch play where they overload you on one side and then switch the ball to the other back post. Was Grealish's man? Yes. But was he the guy that got us back in the game in terms of getting the fans involved after we all got shocked and dizzy because they scored and they were keeping the ball? Yes. Was he integral to us getting back in the game? 100%. His skip and whatever he was doing.
He changed the game.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, of course.
He changed the game. The momentum shifted from that little bit of movement.
So, for me, I'm like, I was worried about Diego Dalot because I know Diego Dalot can defend the back post. I don't have to worry about that. He can defend the back post. But Wan-Bissaka, he just have to work on that switch ball, just to concentrate him. And honestly, if you see the goal again, if he's like 1-2 yards closer to Grealish doesn't, he might head the ball still, but he doesn't make that perfect contact that goes into the goal. You know
I think we have to give credit to Grealish, though. His movement was too much. I think his movement...
I know that.
He came in aggressive. I don't think Wan-Bissaka would have done anything about
what I'm saying to you, but hey, listen.
Lost this man.
No, but I'm saying that to you. Look at Martinez. The reason why Martinez, not many people beat him in the air, he doesn't jump all the time to win Eddie Hellers. You know what he does? He leans on the player.
He leans into it.
And you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. Next time you play football, get somebody to cross it. I will touch you with my 2 fingers. You don't understand when you're in that motion, how just getting that little bit, how that can knock you off of your balance. And then the ball hits, instead of hitting the forehead, it hits here and goes up over the bar. And that's the difference, guys. That's the big difference. But on the ball, he was amazing. And now I'm like, Diego Dalot has to fight to get back and get his place back.
But you know what's crazy? And Brian, I'm going to come back to you. Even Luke Shaw, man, like, Lisandro Martinez has to come back into this is not going to be what people think it is. Like, you just come back into the team, Brian. You can't. Luke Shaw, bro, he might not be as competent as Martinez on the ball in terms of playing out from the back. The way I like Martinez, the way he's impressed me about United, he gets the ball and he drives it into midfield, and that's his biggest attribute. But he's a competent centre-back now, and this is the same for Wan-Bissaka. You might not like Wan-Bissaka, and the fans might be saying, bring back Dalot, but no. If he's working right now and he's listening to the manager, bro, this is what's going to happen, man. Maybe Lisandro Martinez might have to find another way of getting into the team. I don't know. But how are you thinking right now?
I think that's something that we wanted at Man United, though, because I think over the last year, it was always too easy for players when they came back from injuries or international breaks to just come back into the squad and start. And I think that's something that Ten Hag brought in. You're playing well, you keep playing until it goes wrong. And we saw it at the start of the season as well, where we wanted Casemiro straight in, but McTominay was doing well, so we kept playing with him. But on the Wan-Bissaka part as well, the only thing that bothers me is that if you remember first half, there was like 2 free balls to Foden where he kept everyone on for like 2 to 5 yards. And that's something that, because he used to play right wing and then he changed to right back, that's like, when you say focus and concentration, he switches off a lot. And that's a thing where I hope, even though we won and he played well, I hope they brought him into the where they analyze the games and say like, okay, yeah, you played well. This is what happened well with you. This is what went wrong. And you need to work on your positioning, because I think most of the times he gets caught out due to positioning. But with the goal, I can't really blame him, because I think that ball was never meant to go to Grealish, to be honest. Yeah. I think that ball was meant for Haaland to tap in. Grealish just came in front of him, so he's in between two man, doesn't know who he has to defend. And that's where a real defender will know, okay, I probably have to be with Grealish because it's more goal side. But I think I can't really blame him for that goal. And he played well, like you said. He changed the game, changed momentum. And yeah, we're going forward. We have 2 decent right backs. And then on the last thing about Luke Shaw, why I like him at centre back is when England play with, let's say, Walker in the back 3, he has that recovery speed. He's decent on the ball. He's strong. And that's what I like about Luke Shaw sometimes at left side of centre back, because he can keep up with those fastest players.
His recovery pace is quick. It's mad.
And something else that, because Brian, you mentioned something very important there about Luke Shaw. Even under Ollie, Luke Shaw's best performances were when we played with a back 3 and he played as a left centre back. And we always said, why is he not playing him more as a left centre back? Why is he not playing more in a 3? Because one performance that stands out to me. And ironically, in that performance, Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw both played exceptionally well. And we struggled to give man of the match between both of them. It was during COVID, the PSG away performance in the black and white away kit. Remember that kit? Luke Shaw was incredible. Wan-Bissaka had Mbappe on lock. Obviously now Mbappe is a different monster. But back then, he had him on... No, I think it was Tuanzebe, actually.
Tuanzebe,
right centre back, left centre back, Luke Shaw was actually exceptional. And going forward as a wing back, Wan-Bissaka was good as well. So, listen, Luke, I would carry on with Luke Shaw as a left centre back. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, he's doing really well. And Martinez has to fight to get back into the team now. But
can I just give you a bit of insight just to say, I genuinely believe, looking at the game and being at the game and just looking at what the tactics were, it was a tactical thing to play in. One, because of the pace. Yeah, the pace that City, that the midfielders that they've got that breaking into the box. Yeah, Luke Shaw can keep up with them. But the biggest difference why we didn't need Lisandro Martinez in this game, if you guys looked at it, David De Gea kicked more goal kicks, more balls than any other game this season, right? Especially at Old Trafford anyway. Why is that? Because he didn't want United to be playing football at the back. So hence, Lisandro Martinez's best qualities were not needed in this game, right? Yeah. I'm not saying anything else we said about Luke Shaw is not right. Yeah, I'm not saying anything else we said about Luke Shaw is not right. But when I'm looking at this, specifically the tactically, Ten Hag and the team said, we're going to concede possession, right? But what we're not going to be is pulled apart. So Lisandro Martinez, when the games where Man United need to dominate, the games where Man United, and that's why the change happened. Why? You know that 15 minutes to go when we conceded, who was coming on first? Lisandro Martinez was coming on. You know why? Man United then needed to build up from the back. So then keep a bit of possession in the back and then put the ball forward, because that City were already trying to protect their 1-0 lead. But that's the only reason why he didn't play. I don't believe that he drank as much as people are making it out. He partied as much as he did about him. I don't think he did, because what I see when McTominay interview, he said, they asked him, did he get older any of the World Cup? Did he speak to Varane? Did he speak to Martinez? I texted Martinez, and Martinez was like, listen, yeah, I've won the World Cup. It's great. I'm so happy, but I need to come back and we need to win things with Man United as well. And that's the type of focus, and he's that type of character. So when he's been interviewed, that's what he's talking about. United did not want to keep possession at the back, and they didn't want to use his attributes. Instead, we went for Luke Shaw, who's been on good form with Varane lately. That's the why we did it. But I'll say it to everybody. I've seen this movie before. When Luke Shaw plays for a contract, I've seen this movie before.
That's true.
Listen, I've been sat. Listen, I got invited to the private screening. I've had the VIP tickets. I've sat front row with all the football in the world. Luke Shaw, when he's got to play for a contract, plays out of his skin. Trust me.
Yeah. I have a question though.
Come in, Brian. But you don't think though, Brian? It's a different reason now. Ten Hag, I'm not gonna lie to you. The players can't get away with it now. This is my own opinion, though. I don't think the players can get away with it. But you go for it, Brian.
That because I got two questions. Partly, I agree with what he said. Like, I think Ten Hag already decided up front that he doesn't want to keep the ball, and I think Luke Shaw fits that role more. But also is in good form, and Ten Hag always says if you play well, you keep starting. So you can't really justify, okay, yeah, because my boy is now back, and that's the first signing that he had in the summer. Now I'm going to put him back in the starting 11. So I think, to be honest, towards the squad, he has to keep playing Luke Shaw until he messes up. Same thing that happened with Malacia start of the season. He was playing well, and then he had that rough patch where he wasn't playing well, and then he came out. So I think Ten Hag just waits until players give them a reason, or gives him a reason to not play. But my question to Nuru is then, would you play Martinez against Arsenal? Because the first time we played with Martinez against Arsenal, and there was especially the first half, there were periods in the game where we kept the ball well. So would you now play Martinez, or would you play Luke Shaw?
Good point.
For me, it's an away game. So in terms of the tactics, are we going to say we're going to try to dominate them and dominate possession? So it depends, right? So we win on Wednesday. The squad is full of confidence. I think we could... I look at the first goal that we scored against them, and I look at it before the Martinez goal, because before the Martinez, the goal that was disallowed. Man United kept the ball moving, and Martinez was central to that, because we keep recycling the ball. And you look at the goal that we scored, we went 20 passes, we cycled it, come back, and we kept possession. For me, Martinez plays for me. If we want to go and win, if we think that we need to go on and get a result, by meaning that we don't give anything away and we keep that backlock chop and just play the ball, turn them, play the ball, play the game in their half with runners out wide and stuff like that, then you can choose. You know what I mean? But I 100% do think there'll be moments in the game where Martinez will have to come into play. But we have to score first for me. That game, Man United score first. Arsenal will do what Arsenal do, guys. Trust me.
But you know what it is, and I don't know if you guys have spoken about like a little Arsenal preview, but the way Arsenal have been playing, there are a couple of teams, and especially Newcastle, they've shown that you can frustrate Arsenal. The way you frustrate Arsenal is, and Arsenal are gonna, Arsenal fans are gonna say, and this is the thing that they said in the first game as well. Man United play counter-attacking football. It's very weird, because I've never seen a counter-attack with more than 20 successive passes. But anyway,
they're just chatting shit, man.
And Aaron, can I just say, every team that's ever played professional game in the history of world football has always had the element of counter-attack to their game.
Of course.
Because it's the most obvious. It's the most obvious. If you got a team sucked into your own half, and then you can put 4 or 5 passes together and go and have a shot on their goal. People think, when City scored the first or 2 goals, they might construct. How do you think they scored the other goals?
But they want. You can score a goal on the counter like, nah, let's just keep the ball first. Let's just play it back to our goalkeeper and then we'll score. Nah, man. You're there, you're exposed for scoring goals. Sorry, Aaron, go on.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I think there are teams, and someone put it in the comments as well. Southampton, Leeds, and Newcastle were the three teams that really they poked Arsenal a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Especially Newcastle. What I liked what Newcastle did at the Emirates, even though the game ended up in a draw. What I liked was that Newcastle were in Arsenal faces. They were dogs. People like Bruno Guimaraes, people like Joe Linton, people like Longstaff. They were in their faces, and I think that's exactly what we need to do as well. Remember our performance against Liverpool, bro. Even Varane turned into a dog. Remember when he lifted Firmino and he dropped him to the floor?
Yeah, of course, man.
That's exactly what we need to do from the first second. Because remember against Liverpool. The ball was played to Salah. Martinez came and cleaned him out. This is the type of thing that you need to do from the start. Let them know, listen, we're not here to mess about. We're not here to play. We're here to compete. And if you don't want to sit back, compact, and go on a counter-attack, bro, listen. Because you know what? We got the players for it. Let them have all the possession. Let them have the possession. Stay compact in the block. Frustrate them, because Arsenal get frustrated when they can't go through you, because that's the only way they know how to play. That's the only way they know how to play. They don't have any other weapons. But one thing I do rate about Arsenal is their mentality, because if they do go down, they have the ability to come back. So you need to be careful with that. Even if you score one, don't be satisfied. If you score two, don't be satisfied. It has to be a thing where, bro, you need to score 3 or 4 to really say, okay, now we can calm down. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game, man. Looking forward to it.
You know what it is, though? I feel like with United, though, there's different elements of the way we play. We can actually play counter-attack at one time. We can actually play out from the back. We can play in possession. We can be aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, Ten Hag has made us adaptable to different situations. The way we played against Man City the first half, we were a better team. They had one shot, but we had better chances. We defended well. You're looking at Bruno playing on the right-hand side, Casemiro dropping in the back three. People don't see all this thing. And then when we do play out, we've got Eriksen who can play that killer pass in between the lines. So
shout out to that comment that I've just seen from Crunking232. He said, get Weghorst up there and bully their defense. Absolutely spot on. I wouldn't say from the beginning, but I would say from 60 minutes onwards, throw on Weghorst, bro.
Yeah, man.
And give him these exact instructions. Bully them. I promise you, Gabriel, maybe not Saliba because he's a good defender, but Gabriel will have a nightmare against Weghorst. You put that guy up against Gabriel, oh my Lord. For the last 20 minutes, he's going to struggle.
Quick question, Brian. Would you play Martinez in the CDM role because he's played there before, and a lot of people are not talking about it, but CDM just to give Casemiro maybe a rest, because we've not tried it. Luke Shaw
against Palace.
Yeah, against Palace, yeah. Lisandro Martinez at CDM. What do you reckon?
You can try that, but I think we should have tried that before, because now if you done that against Palace at the start of the season, you would say, okay, fine, it's start of the season, we're trying things out. But right now we're in a crucial stage where you can't really experiment, you can't really test out, because if we lose points now, then we're losing side of City and Arsenal again. So I would stay with how we play. I think I would take out Casemiro just out of precaution. But knowing him, and we've seen him at Real Madrid, he is professional enough and he's smart enough to not get those silly cards. And I think he's done that a lot of times this season. So I really change a lot. I think you go with your best squad, try to get the 3 points. Hopefully we wrap up the game early, and with Ten Hag, years ago we couldn't do that, but I hope with Ten Hag we can do it now. Wrap up the game early, and then we can sub early and then mix and then rest players for Sunday.
Facts. Big up to Tite Kudia says maybe you lot should go back in for Frankie de Jong. I think personally, you know what I mean, I wouldn't mind Frankie de Jong. I watched him yesterday, mate. Oh, listen, let me tell you something, man. He can still control games, man.
I don't want him more, man. No, I don't want him more, man.
Big up to MD. Dorothy, I'm going to give you this super chat. You think Erik Ten Hag is using Shaw for the Barca game? Obviously, he will play anyway because Martinez is out for that game. So I'm guessing he will play for that game. So we'll see.
Maybe. To me, the biggest thing is that it's about possession, and that's one of the biggest reasons. Yeah, 100% I understand what the brother said about obviously being in form and fighting for your place and everything. And obviously, Martinez doesn't look like, you know what I mean, that game that he played, he didn't look amazing, you know what I mean? But then I'm like, you're playing with donkeys, innit? You know what I mean? Let's get it right. He was not, when you're not playing with Varane, you're playing with donkeys, innit? I'm sorry to say, but both of the other two are donkeys, innit? That's why one of them is third choice, the other one is fourth choice, innit? You know, I want them to be better than donkeys. I wish them, I pray for them to be, but the reality is what the reality is. And I'm somebody that lives in reality.
I quite like Lindelof though.
No, I do like it, but sometimes he gets caught. It's not aggressive enough for me, bro. Like to play in that part, to the way that Ten Hag wants you to defenders to play, you have to be aggressive. You have to be on charge. You can't in the most critical moments. You can't be just laxy-daisy going around circles and then in the critical moments come alive. No, you have to be alive every minute. And it's not for me. He's just not. He's too chilled, too Sweden. Too summertime Sweden. Listen, I've been to Sweden. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you guys. Sweden is a harsh, cold place in the winter. In the summer, it's the most laid-back place in the world. Lakes. Everybody's in the lakes. Everybody's festivaling. Every city there's a festival. Everybody's just chilled, lie around, and that's the vibe that he gives me. He's not in. To me, I like my defenders to play with aggression and intensity, and he doesn't do that. So yes. I do agree with you that Maguire makes everybody look just bad. Everybody. He sets the panic.
Yo, big up fans as well, man.
You know what? The
Fans.
Faz is calling you out, Nordin. He's calling you out, Faz. He's saying giddy on me. You know what I mean? Giddy.
Listen, listen, you know what? I'm giddy. I'm giddy about a derby. And if you ain't giddy about a derby and you live in Manchester, mate, and you're a Manc, I don't know. I can't help you. So for me, I saw the humiliation that was 6-3. I named them cowards. I coined the phrase cowards FC because that's what they were. Here, I took the tag away because even when they went behind, there was no cowards on that pitch. There wasn't, because the Cyborg and the charity shop Iniesta from Stockport were nowhere to be seen. They were nowhere to be seen.
Listen, you know, Nordin, you know what?
Those guys were not in the game.
You know what? Yeah, like about the City game, what I loved is
that
we absolutely annihilated their two most powerful weapons. Apart from that one time when De Bruyne actually did manage to get across him. I've always said De Bruyne is a quality player with an incredible output, but you can shut him down very easily. Take two things away from him. One, that ability to cross in from the right-hand side like he always does with that little, take that away. And two, take away the ability to, or the opportunity for him to run with the ball, penetrate defenses, and, run with the ball, carry it, and then pick a spot and then, pass it to anyone. Take those two things away and De Bruyne will be invisible. And every time those two things have been taken away from him, he has been invisible. Do you know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
Listen, that's what I was going to say. I'm glad that you brought his picture. When you were talking about Trossard and Tielemans for Belgium, I'm like, don't be too harsh because we know who was there. We know who was the manager. We know who was the manager. We know who was there. So I don't watch the form of Tielemans and Trossard for Belgium. I see what I see in the Premier League with my own eyes. But I say, to me, the biggest thing that I noticed in that game, clear to me as daylight, was in the reverse fixture at the Etihad, the two players that damaged us the most in terms of carrying the ball was Akanji and the other guy, Fred.
A very good man.
Yeah.
So Aki and Akanji, both of them, that's why I called United players cowardly, because they were letting them run 50, 60 yards from picking the ball up from their goalkeeper.
They didn't do that this game.
You know what? You didn't see it. Bruno, in between two people. So Man United said to City, give the ball to Walker and Cancelo. We're fine with that. But you ain't coming through the middle. You ain't coming through the middle. And that to me, so Eriksen standing on Rodri, Fred doing a job on KDB except for that moment when he lost him. Mm-hmm. That to me was like, well, let's see you invent this new passes then for them. Let's see if you can play on the sky. Let's see if you can play. No, you can't. And that's what the difference was, because we didn't let them out. We let them have it out wide. And every time Casemiro kept coming. So when he went out to the left hand side, it was Casemiro that was going there. Bruno and Rashford was staying in their position. Martial was staying in their position. So that to me was crucial because we didn't let them. And when people talk about they had possession, look at them where they had the possession. They had the possession. Look at the passes they had. It was between Akanji and Ake.
Yeah. Like, they didn't split us open. They didn't split us open once. And this is the thing.
This is why when we got slapped 6-3, and I'm sure everyone remembers that because I've seen it mentioned a lot of times across social media. What did Ten Hag say after in the post-match interview? Thanks for the lesson.
Thank you.
Thank you for the lesson, because he knew in that reverse fixture, you're going to see what's going to happen. And this is one thing I love about Ten Hag. Yes, he made mistakes at the start of the season, but guess what? He learns from it. But Aaron, in the best possible way.
Aaron, if you want to speak to me, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, the X-Men people, I wanted to put him in a wheelchair. I'm just saying. Why didn't you change it? I was like, because, you know, I'm from Manchester, bro. I don't know about the rest of you. I'm from Manchester. And I've watched enough derbies and these noisy neighbours, to me, to get humiliated. That was the 180-something derby game. And I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, I have never seen Man United 4-0 down in 43 minutes. So I'm like, I understand the lesson, Eric. I understand that. But change it. Change it at half-time. I'm screaming at the game the first 25 minutes. Change it. No, but he changed it the second side. He didn't change the fact that City by then, Hussein, let's get it right. When it was 4-0, City downgeared. But since second half, they bought on players. They changed 5 players. They were taking the mick. But for me, I understand the lesson, Aaron. But what I want never now from Ten Hag is never for United players or United to ever be humiliated like that. Because you know what? I can take getting beat. I'm not going to lie to you. Sitting there, I still would have come out as Saeed. I would have come out and said, I'm proud of the team just losing for 1-0 because we didn't let them create anything. If they would have won 1-0, it would have been like, I'm proud because I know we're in a process. And we're not there yet. So that's what it would have been. But the fact that we went and actually busted them up, and I'm telling you now, if Tony Martial was fit, if he was 100% fit, we would have smashed them. That's what hurts me the most. That hurts me the most because if he was fit and Rashford was fit as well, like fully fit, we would have damaged them because they would have stayed on that pitch and we would have made more opportunities and more opportunities. And the biggest thing what people forget is that soon as Akanji and Ake didn't have Martial to deal with, weren't worried about the pacing behind, or weren't worried about he's strong enough to hold them up to control the ball like he was doing in the first half. They pushed us back, they pushed us even further. And that was the big thing as well. Most people are going to miss. I know it's not the flavour of the month, but Martial, even half fit, was crucial in that first half performance.
Yeah, but that's little details that, and I'm happy that you saw it as well, especially the pressing. For me, the pressing was the most important thing that Martial did, and that's little details that people miss, and they will say, okay, he had a shit game. You could see he wasn't fit, even though, like, when Rashford was going, was 2v1, and he didn't really sprint into the box. You saw he wasn't fit, but the pressing, the communication, even the holding up of the ball sometimes is just very crucial in how we play, and that's why I keep telling people, Martial's not like, I think when we look at Martial, and when he's fully fit, and if he's fully fit, he's there, but he's never fit, and that's the big issue. But what he brings to the team is crucial. We saw it years ago. We're seeing it now. We're seeing it this season, and I'm a bit sad that we can't see it for this season because he was gonna add so much to this team. Where, like you said, the goal difference is crazy this season. Like we barely scored goals at the start of the season, and he was gonna add to that, and that's the only thing where I'm a bit disappointed. But then the last thing you said about Ten Hag and about the lesson, it's a bit difficult because I think that one should blame on the team because I think Ten Hag tried to change it. I think he tried to give instructions, but like you said before, the players were cowards. They were scared. I don't think they wanted to fulfill the instructions that he did because we kept keeping it long. We kept doing things that we usually didn't do the games before that. So I wouldn't write that game up to Erik ten Hag.
Absolutely. Big up to T Jazz. He says, we've got super Erik ten Hag. He knows exactly what we need. Rafa the back, Rafa the attack. We're going to win the Premier League. Big up to Chaps Talks. Big up to Chaps said, welfare check on Big Steve. I'm still blocked. Wow, he blocked you, yeah? Jeez, madness, rattled, man. And obviously, T-Jazz again follows up, says, put Fred and Odegaard and we Gucci. I think Fred as well, man. Fred has been a very, very key, integral part to what Man United are doing in terms of midfield as well. He gives us energy. He wins the ball high up the pitch. Listen, I've never been a big fan of Fred until the last couple of seasons. I always thought, what's his purpose? But now you can start to see, you know what I mean? He's an integral part. And I think, you know what? And just as what Casemiro, he loves it because now Eriksen can only operate in a certain zone. When Eriksen plays up the pitch, he doesn't have to look back and start chasing shadows. You know, stay up the pitch and you cause havoc there. Let Fred do all the dog work. That's what I want, man. So, but by the way, just the last point: would you start Weghorst or Weghorst in Brian? Would you start him on Wednesday?
100%. Are you kidding me? 100%.
Yeah, because we're keeping the ball. We're keeping the ball. Yeah. We're keeping the ball. So
100%. Are you kidding me? Who else are going to start?
I'm excited, you know.
I'm going to bare bones.
Man. I don't know why I'm excited yet, but I just feel like he's just going to light it up and just score goals for fun.
Well, you know what? Let's hope he's true. The only thing I would say about Fred is disclaimer. I've always have to put it: is it Fred from Stoke or Fred from Brazil? That's the only disclaimer. That's the truth. I've seen enough
in the Amazon Prime package.
I've seen enough. I'm sorry. I've seen enough to judge that. I can tell that he might have the Fred from Stoke moments, but overall, he's Fred from Brazil, and that's what he was on Saturday. Other than that, lapse in concentration.
Yeah, it's true, man. So, Aaron, would you start Weghorst as well?
Absolutely. I would start him.
He has to. It's a must. And I hope that Man United are coaching, crossing the ball in for him. And that's why I want Martinez to play and Luke Shaw to go left back so he can whip those balls in, mate. Every day.
Because it's not like he's not been playing. He has been playing for Besiktas. He's been a regular over there. He's been a starter. He's got games under his belt. He's got minutes under his belt. He's ready. He's fit. Starting, like no question.
He wants to play. That's the thing. He wants to be here, and that's something where we've missed out a lot from when we get players in. He wants to be here. He wants to score. He wants to play for Man United. So I'm gassed, man. And finally, we got Lampos again. Like we finally got someone where he's gonna play annoying. Like when we had Fellaini years ago, just be annoying sometimes. Last 10 minutes.
Speaking of Fellaini, sorry, Weghorst is wearing the number 27. So we're really throwing it back. Let's pause. You know what I mean? We're doing a proper throwback here.
Not even that. You know what? You know my favorite player on number 27 was when he was on form for a season and a half when he played as a centre half. I have absolutely missed the ability of Mikel Silvestre getting the ball. Listen, getting the ball from defense and hitting out wide, hitting Ronaldo like right next to the box, like that 70-yard diagonal ball onto somebody's feet. I missed that. That.
Absolutely. Weghorst is on fire. Your defense is terrified, says Thingy. You know who's going to benefit the most? I think for me, it's going to be Anthony now, because Anthony now, when he cuts on his left-hand side, he can actually deliver. So I think watch out for Anthony's assist records go even more higher now that he's got a target man up front. Because when he now goes on his left-hand side, he can actually cross it rather than, you know what, Martial wants it to feet. Because always Martial wants it to feet. Sometimes he doesn't like to run in behind. He wants it to feet. He then allows others to run in behind. That's Martial's game. But now, Weghorst gets in the box. Anthony cross first time. And
also, who knows? Who knows, yeah? After what happened in the World Cup, we might see a special set piece. We might see it.
Don't gas me.
We might see all right, but I can't lie though. I remember it like it was yesterday. We was in the studio with Brian. That set piece from Holland against Argentina is probably the best surprise set piece I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Oh my God. Listen, you know what? It's him, you know. He's the one who orchestrates it. Because I've seen Wolf, what's it? You know the German team. They did exactly the same with him.
Yeah, they did in 2014. Yeah,
I was like, what? Like that to me. You know what it reminded me? The only other time that I saw this goal like that in the World Cup was Argentina against England in '98. I might be a bit old enough for you guys. You don't remember, but Argentina scored their goal. Argentina scored their goal exactly like that. Exactly similar place. They tapped it, and then bam, bottom corner.
Yeah. There you go, man. So Weghorst, listen, man, it's going to be a good one. But listen, people, we're going to wrap up the podcast here. Big up to everybody who's still here. Over 700 of you in the chat. If you could do me a favor, it would be smash the like button on the video. I don't know how many likes we're on. Mods, let me know in the chat, but please smash the like button on the video. Big up to United Real Therapy for joining us. We'll be live after this as well to do some more content.
We're gonna be talking about out. I don't think we're in a title challenge because it's halfway through the season. If we're in a title challenge and there's 10 games to go, I'll be the first one to let you all know. Giddy army. I'll be the first one to be screaming, we're in a title challenge. I'll be telling everybody and their nan we're in a title challenge. But to me, I think we need goals. I think you're only ever going to be goals win games. Defensively, we know we don't concede many. So we need numbers. And we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about, we're going to have a reality check or a Man United in a title challenge. Are we getting giddy? Should we get too giddy for even top 4 guaranteed for me?
Yes. We're smacking Arsenal. But I always remember this years ago. United shirt, badge, left pocket. You open it up. What did it say inside? Believe. And I believe. We're here. I'm not gonna say mad things because it's my first time on, but we're here. I think we're going for the league. We're making it tough, and I'm gassed. We're smacking Arsenal. I don't know if you're ending it, so I'm gonna say my last thing. Thank you for having me on. Thank you, Aaron, for arranging this. Thank you for Nuru for your insights. Shout out to Kuka Sport as well, and shout out to Glory United podcast. That's my podcast I have in Belgium that we do in Dutch. The biggest United platform in the Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. So go follow that on Twitter, Glory United Podcast, and on Instagram. And on YouTube, we are called Kuka Sport. Sorry, that was a bit shaky. But yeah, man, thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Like I said, make sure you go check out the channel. The links are in the description. So make sure you support everybody that's on this channel. And obviously, big up to Aris Kaya on YouTube. He's on also TikTok. Big up to you, bro.
Definitely, man. Make sure you check me out on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You know, most of you know my TikTok and stuff. So make sure you follow it up. 2 days ago, actually, was it yesterday? 2 days ago? 2 days ago, I posted Mikel Arteta's reaction to his beloved child Mudryk going the other way, going to West London and Chelsea. So make sure you check that reaction out. Still can't believe Chelsea did that. But anyway, check that out. Make sure you support the team.
There you go, people. Big up to everybody who's locked in. I'll be back tomorrow for Best of the Rest show. Make sure, guys, go and use the QR code next to Nuruddin. Nuruddin, can you point to the QR code right there? Get it. It's on the other side. Yeah, use that code. You get 40% off. Boohoo, man. Go check it out. Link is in the description. When you go to the checkout, use the code Saeed. Get 40% off. Support the channel, man. Big up to Boohoo, man, for sponsored video. We're out, people. Take care. Bye.